Hello, dear students, and a very good morning to all of you. Today, I am here with the general knowledge classes for class 8th. Today, I am going to provide you the unit 3rd of your general knowledge book, and before it, I have already provided you the unit 1 and unit 2. Students, your unit 3rd is fun with words. In this unit, we are going to learn about or we are going to learn some new things about English world or in the field of English. Okay, and this unit is composed of 5 chapters. Okay, from chapter 1 to chapter 5. So let's have a look on the content, what we are going to learn in this unit. Okay, the first one is famous novels and novelists. Second is words and their meanings. Third is literary awards. Fourth, great speeches. And fifth, the world of Shakespeare. Okay, so students, I request you to please sit with your pencil and eraser so that you can fill the exercises with watching the video only. Okay, please fill your book exercises with pencil, and yes, it is very important for you to fill the book exercises up to unit 3rd, because this time you will have your half yearly exam, and in that you all are knowing that GK will also come. So let's start. Our first chapter is about famous novels and novelists. So students, novel, what is novel? So novel is a long book written for fiction. Okay, in Hindi, novel is known as upanyas. It is basically fiction, that means kalpana. Okay, it is often said that there is nothing stronger than the power of words. That means it is exactly we are able to express ourselves with the help of words only. When words are strung together in the most creative manner, novels are born. Novels are something that create curiosity in ourselves. Now, novels inspire, amuse, and entertain millions of people all over the world. You all are having novels in your portion also. We study different novels in our different classes. Okay, like that only there are some very famous novel and novelists, those who are known for writing very good novels. In this chapter we are going to learn about some of the novels only. So novels are often our best companions, be it on a long journey, on a sleepless night, or on a lazy day. So students, novel is something that will create curiosity in yourself. The story will make you bind. Okay, you will always be curious. Now what will happen, now what will happen? Okay, so you will be this much curious that you will read novel. Many people read novel or finish such a long novel in 1 week, or in means some people are very fond of reading novels. Okay, and reading novels will also improve your English and vocabulary. Okay, because lots of phrases and new words are used in novels. Now, in your this chapter, what we have to do is match the following authors with the good books they have written. We are going to match the authors with their books. So let's start. Okay, your first is Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf is an author. Okay, and what about her novel? Let's see. Her novel is Mrs. Dalloway. Okay, Mrs. Dalloway is the novel of Virginia. Now, next name is F. Scott Fitzgerald. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Okay, now his novel is The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby. Okay, now the third name is Harper Lee. Harper Lee is also a female author. Okay, and let's have a look. The novel of Harper Lee is To Kill a Mockingbird. H1 is the correct answer for it. Third matches H. Okay, To Kill a Mockingbird. The fourth one is E.M. Forster. The novel that was written by E.M. Forster is, you can see, the novel that was written by E.M. Forster is A Passage to India. Okay, A Way to India, that means A Passage to India. Now, fifth one is Khushwant Singh. Okay, Khushwant Singh, and his novel is Train to Pakistan. Okay, the novel or the book written by Khushwant Singh is Train to Pakistan. The sixth one is Paulo Coelho. Okay, and his book is, you can see the J1, The Alchemist. Okay, the name of the book written by Paulo Coelho is The Alchemist. The next one is, seventh is Salman Rushdie, and the book written by Salman Rushdie was Midnight's Children. The book written by Salman Rushdie is, you can see the E1, Midnight's Children. Now, eighth is V.S. Naipaul. Eighth is V.S. Naipaul, and the book is A Bend in the River. B is the correct one of 8. A Bend in the River. Ninth is John Green, and the correct answer is the G1. The book written by John Green is The Fault in Our Stars. The Fault in Our Stars. Tenth one is Louisa May Alcott. Tenth is Louisa May Alcott, and the book written by her is Little Women, and the book written by her is Little Women. The F1 is the correct answer. Khalid Hosseini, Khalid Hosseini, 11th one is the correct, sorry, 11th, the A is the correct one, Kite Runner. Okay, he has written Kite Runner. 12th is Jhumpa Lahiri, and the book written by Jhumpa Lahiri was The Namesake. Okay, the book written by Jhumpa Lahiri was The Namesake. As I have written the in the first column alphabets and in the second column numbers, please write both. Okay, or you can write the correct answer with pencil in front of the author also. You can do this thing also. Okay, now let's come to more to know. The first Sherlock Holmes book, A Study in Scarlet. As you are knowing, Sherlock Holmes is known for what? For detective novels. Okay, the first Sherlock Holmes book, A Study in Scarlet, was the first work of fiction. Fiction means upanyas, okay, or kalpana, to mention a magnifying glass being used as an investigative tool, as and is the reason we still connect this item with detectives today. In his book A Study in Scarlet, Sherlock Holmes used that magnifying glass as a detective tool. Okay, and today also we believe that this magnifying glass, or represent this magnifying glass as a detective tool only. Okay, students, so that means they are somehow the fictions only. Okay, that they are such a deep that we get into them. The novels are very interesting. Now let's see the next one. The next one is words and their meanings. Okay, in this chapter, we are going to learn about some of the words are given and we will see their meanings. A word is a meaningful element of writing or speech used to form a sentence. As we are knowing that alphabets are there, those alphabets combined together to form words. Okay, word is a combination of alphabets that gives some meaning. Okay, that we use to express our whatever feelings, thoughts. Words, we use various words together, or we've joined various words together to form a sentence to express our thoughts or ideas. Words plays an important role in communication in any language. English is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world, as well as it is also the second official language of India and is believed to have over a million of words. Every year, lots of or many words introduced in the dictionary, new words introduced in the dictionary. Now let's see the exercise. Choose the correct meaning of the words given below. What we have to do, one word is given and we have to choose the correct meaning of that word. The first word is ambiguous. The first word is ambiguous. Okay? And its meaning is, the D1 is the correct one, unclear or doubtful in meaning. Okay, that means that is when there is some doubt. Okay, when we have some doubt on something, then that is we use ambiguous. So unclear or doubtful in meaning. The second word is bizarre. The second word is bizarre, and the meaning of it is, the correct answer is A, strangely unconventional in a style or appearance. Okay, that is something new. Okay, strangely unconventional in style or appearance. Let's see the next one. Third, chronic. We say na, it is a very chronic disease. That means marked by frequent occurrence, such in the case of certain diseases. Okay. Now, this for chronic, A is the correct answer. Marked by frequent occurrence, such in the case of certain diseases. Now, the fourth one is exotic. That okay, exotic. We use the word that the aura of that person is very exotic. That means the B1 is the correct one, from another part of the world. That is not something normal. Okay, that is very soothing, exotic. Now, flamboyant. Now, flamboyant is the fifth word, and the meaning of that word is elaborately or excessively ornamented. That means to decorate it more. Okay, okay. To, we can say that flamboyant, to decorate it, elaborately or excessively ornamented. D is the correct answer for the fifth one. Now let's see the next one. Hoax. The sixth word is hoax, and the meaning of this word is act intended to deceive or trick. Okay, some trick. So C is the correct one. Act intended to deceive or trick. The seventh word is jargon. The seventh word is jargon. And the meaning of that word is technical terminology. Okay, that is a technical terminology, the terminology that is used in technical field, that is jargon. The eighth one is nostalgia. Nowadays, nostalgia is a word that is very much in use. It is in trend. You people used to use this word, nostalgia. The C1 is the correct one. Bittersweet longing for things of the past. Okay, bittersweet longings for things of the past. Now let's see the next one. Procrastinate. The ninth word is procrastinate, and the meaning of that word is B1 is the correct one. Postpone or delay needlessly. Okay, when there is no need, but after that also we delay something, then that is postpone or delay needlessly. The tenth word is scrutinize. The tenth word is scrutinize, to cross examine anything. Again, we tell now that our copy is not well checked. We are going to file scrutiny. That means again that thing will be checked. So B1 is the correct one. Examine closely and critically. To examine something again, or critically or closely, properly. Okay, so these were the meanings of the difficult word. Now let's come to more to know. The English language has borrowed words from many other languages. The language English is influenced by many other languages, especially with Latin one. Okay, some commonly used English words that have originated from Latin are abbreviations. Okay, some uh, some examples are given. Some English words that are originated from Latin. Okay, so first is the abbreviation, that is RIP. When there is some casualty, when someone died, then we used to say RIP. That means rest in peace. Okay, this is also influenced by Latin. It is requiescat in peace in Latin, and in English it means rest in peace. Like always we use the etc, etc, etc. In Latin it is known as etc. That means whenever we pronounce na mountain, plateau, plains, etc. Okay. So in Latin, we are using Latin, that is Latin pronunciation, which means and the rest in English. Okay. So this is all about that English is influenced from Latin language also. Now let's see the next unit, that is literary awards. Now what is the meaning of literary? The awards that are presented in the fields of literature, that are known as literary awards. In this we are going to know about four literary awards. Okay. So many national and international literary awards are presented around the globe every year. You are also knowing that when people used to work distinguished in the field of literature, they got awards or they are awarded for their contribution, and a large number of entries are considered for these. The awards are given in the categories of children's literature. Students also, when children also do some extraordinary work in the field of literature, for poetry also it is given, for fiction, for novels, for reality books. Okay, science fiction and fantasy besides others. So all these are the types of books or writings or literature records in which literary awards are awarded. Your exercise is fill in the blanks with the names of famous literary awards. What we have to do? We have to fill in the blanks, and these are some famous literary awards. The first one is the Dash is one of the most prestigious awards in literature. This is, as you can see, right side picture is formed. So it is the most prestigious award. It is given to the people who make significant contributions to the field of chemistry, literature, physics, peace, economics, and physiology, and medicine also. Okay, so all these are the field in which this award is given. Instituted in 1901, this award is given to writers from different countries. The awardee is facilitated with a medal and a cash prize. Okay, Rudyard Kipling, Rabindranath Tagore, William Golding, Pablo Neruda, Nadine Gordimer, and Bob Dylan are some of the famous winners of this prize in literature. Okay, so the name of that prize is the Nobel Peace Prize. We are very well, many times you have listened about this prize. So this is one of the most prestigious awards in the field of literature, and all the person who did significantly distinguished contributions in the field of chemistry, literature, physics, peace, economics, and physiology, medicine, they are awarded. That means they are nominated, and some of them are awarded for that. They usually get a medal and cash prize also. Okay, now let's the next see the next one. The Dash is presented in Britain every 2 years currently by the Man Group. Okay, there is a award that is presented in Britain after every 2 years, and it is currently presented from Man Group. The award carries a cash prize of 60,000 euros. Okay, this award gives the cash prize of 60,000 euros. Previously, only people belonging to the Commonwealth countries. Commonwealth countries means the countries that are divided from USSR. Okay, the Russia said there was a Soviet Union of Russia. Okay, from which the countries are divided. So earlier it was only presented to the Commonwealth countries, but after that Zimbabwe and Ireland were considered for the award. However, since 2014, the eligibility of the international prize was extended, and any writing in English language started being accepted. Now, the eligibility of this award is extended in 2014, and now anyone, any writer who wrote a very good, okay, or who did a very good contribution in the field of English language, he or she will be awarded for the prize. An author can win the award only once, but there is also a key, we can say that na, an author can only win at once only this prize. Some of the famous winners of this international prize are V.S. Naipaul. Have you remembered this name? I have also tell this name in the Peace Prize also. Arundhati Roy, Hilary Mantel, Arvind Adiga, and Philip Roth. And the name of this prize is the Man Booker Prize. As you can see the image, this is only the prize. Now let's see the next one. The Dash Award is named in honor of a person who launched a science fiction magazine, Amazing Stories. There was a person who started or launched a magazine, science fiction magazine, named as Amazing Stories. This award is given annually by the World Science Fiction Society, and it recognizes the top science fiction of fantasy works as well as achievements of the preceding year, and therefore it is also known as Science Fiction Achievement Award. That means this is the award that is given in the field of science fiction, okay, and it is given by World Science Fiction Society. Okay, the award was started in 1953 with the categories Best Novelette, Best Graphics. These are the categories. Okay, Best Novelette, Best Graphic Story, Best Fanzine, Best Professional Artist, Best Fan Cast, Best Dramatic Presentation, and Best Related Work. Some winners of this award are John Scalzi, Yoon Ha Lee, Mira Grant, George R. R. Martin, and Ian MacDonald. And the name of this award is the Hugo Award. The name of this award is the Hugo Award. Okay, so it is in the field of science fiction. Now let's the next and the last one. The Dash was established by a journalist who worked in 1800s. Now this award is for the contribution in the field of journalism. Okay, journalism means the reporters are there or the news readers are there. So was established by a journalist who worked in the 1800s. The prize, which was instituted in 1918, recognizes published works in the field of newspaper and magazine journalism, musical composition, as well as in literature also. So this award is given for especially for magazine and newspaper journalism, for music composition also, and for literature also. The prize is given in 21 categories bearing journalism, where the winner is awarded a gold medal. The winners in the other 20 categories are presented with a certificate and $15,000. Nathan Englander, Jhumpa Lahiri, Harper Lee, Richard Ford, and Margaret Mitchell are some of the famous winners of this prize. And this prize is the Pulitzer Prize. Both the sides are given, okay? It is a medal, so both the sides are given. It is the Pulitzer Prize. Now let's see, it come to more to know. The Janani Peeth Award is considered as the highest literary award in India. You should know this. The question comes like this, that which prize is the highest or which award is considered as the highest literary award in India? Your answer will be Janani Peeth Award. It is awarded to those Indian authors who have done some outstanding contribution to literature in any of the official Indian language. Okay, there are 22 official Indian languages, and the writers who wrote in any, who performed or contributed in any of the official language of India, okay, so they are awarded with this. A bronze idol of goddess Saraswati. What is awarded in this Janani Peeth Award? There is a bronze idol of goddess Saraswati is presented to the winner along with a cash prize of rupees 11 lakhs. Okay, so the winner of the Janani Peeth got an idol and a bronze idol of goddess Saraswati as well as 11 lakh rupees as cash prize. So I hope it is clear to you. The next one is great speeches. In this part or in this chapter, we are going to learn about some of the great speeches. Speech, all of us are knowing that now. Some speeches that are given by a very good, we can say that speech that basically leaders used to give powerful speech, like Modi ji is known for his speech, how influencing speech he used to give. So a spoken word leaves an inedible mark on the listener. A person should be a good speaker, okay, a spoken words, okay, so it marks or it left a mark on a listener. We know many leaders whose powerful speeches have left a great impact on the lives of millions and are remembered to this day. So, today in this chapter, we are going to learn about some of the very good or very well known leaders who are or who were very good speakers also. Okay, they are known for some of their speeches. So, the first, as you can see, Emmeline Pankhurst was an English also was a women leader who basically fought for the right of every woman for vote. We have learned about Emmeline Pankhurst in class 6th also. Okay, her speech was freedom or death. We women see so clearly the fact that only way to deal with this thing is to raise the status of women. She fought for the equal rights of women, and that is why for that only she gave a speech known as freedom or death. Okay, we need freedom or death. Now next, as you can see, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bal Gangadhar Tilak is an Indian revolutionary, and his speech that is freedom is my birthright. Okay, freedom is my birthright so long as it is awake within me. I am not old. He was an Indian revolutionary who fought for the freedom of India. Okay, and he stood against the Britishers and he gave some very influencing speeches. For that he is known today also. Okay, freedom is my birthright is his slogan. Now the next one is Rabindranath Tagore, and Rabindranath Tagore has given Crisis of Civilization. That means, as you have learned, that Rabindranath Tagore was a social worker and he worked in the field to moderate the society or to finish or to stop the evils that were existing in the society. That is only crisis of civilization. As I look around, I see the crumbling ruins of a proud civilization strewn like a vast heap of futility. Think of some part of his speech it is. Now let's see the next one. Martin Luther King Jr. About him also we have learned that he also fought for that against racial discrimination. He was black in color and he fought for racial discrimination, and his speech is known as I have a dream. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends, and so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. Okay, they were struggling. Today also there is racial discrimination exists, and he was fighting to extinct that racial discrimination, and for that only he said that I have a dream. In spite of lots of failures, then also in difficulties, then also I dream. Now, next is Jawaharlal Nehru. And when India got freedom, he gave his first speech that was terraced with destiny. Long years ago, we made a terrace with destiny. And it was only his speech when India got freedom in 1947, the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru's first speech was it. Okay. Now let's see the next one. Abraham Lincoln, all of you are familiar about Abraham Lincoln. The Gettysburg Address. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Okay, he fought for the people that everyone is equal, and for that only he gave the speech, and his speech is known as Gettysburg Address. The seventh one is Swami Vivekanand. All of you are knowing that he is known for representing the youth of India. Swami Vivekananda is known for representing the youth of India, and he only addressed at the World Parliament of Religions and said, Brothers and sisters of America. Okay, so his speech was, he addressed the first speech in the World Parliament of Religion. Okay, and he said, he recognized or he everyone as brothers and sisters of America. Now let's see the next one. Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, his slogan was Give me flood and I will give you freedom. It is his speech, and we should have but one desire today, the desire to die so that India may live. He said that we have to full keep a desire to die for providing freedom to India from the Britishers. The next one is the world of Shakespeare. The fifth chapter is the world of Shakespeare. As all of you are knowing that Shakespeare was a very famous English poet. His full name was William Shakespeare. Today also you learn about him, many of the poems, okay, or many of the playwright or story writing you have learned about Shakespeare. Okay, English poet, playwright, and he was also an actor who is widely considered one of the greatest writers in English language. He is also regarded as the Bard of Avon or Swan of Avon. Okay, he is also known as Bard of Avon or Swan of Avon. The question may arise that who is also regarded as the Bard of Avon or Swan of Avon of English literature or English language? You will say William Shakespeare. Now, in this, let's see the exercises. Each of the following titles of Shakespeare plays contains a geographical location. Complete the title using help box. Okay. So, all these words or all these plays represent a geographical location, a place. We have to name that place in this exercise. The first one is the Two Gentlemen of Verona. Okay, the Two Gentlemen of Verona. The next is the Merry Wives of Windsor. The Merry Wives of Windsor. The C is Timon of Athens. Timon of Athens. Okay. The next is the Merchant of Venice. The Merchant of Venice. All these are the places. The E one is Pericles, Prince of Tyre. Pericles, Prince of Tyre. So I hope it is clear to you. The next is answer the following question. We have to answer some of the questions. A is even though the play doesn't include the scene, it has been immortalized in various other mediums that the play has been adapted into. What is this balcony named after a famous Shakespeare character called? Okay, now what is this balcony named after a famous Shakespeare character called? This is a balcony. It is named for a famous Shakespeare character, and the name of that character is Little Wonder. Okay, this balcony is named as Little Wonder on the basis of the famous Shakespeare's character, one of his novels character. The moons of this planet are named after Shakespeare's characters. Uranus is the planet whose moons are named as the character of the Shakespeare's playwright, such as Oberon, Cupid, Sycorax, Ophelia, and Bianca. All these are the characters of the playwright or of the poems or of the novels of Shakespeare. Okay, so then the moon of the Uranus are named as the characters of the Shakespeare. Now, the third one is the noted Indian filmmaker Vishal Bharadwaj has made three films based on Shakespeare's play. Okay, the Indian filmmaker Vishal Bharadwaj made three films. The first is Makbul, the next is Omkara, and the third is Heather. And all these are influenced by the famous play of Shakespeare, that is Hamlet. Okay, it is very famous. The famous play of he was inspired, Vishal Bharadwaj was inspired by the famous play Hamlet written by Shakespeare, and he made three films for that: Makbul, Omkara, and Heather. Please, if you ever get chance of reading Hamlet, please read it out. Now, the last one. Which of these phrases was not coined by Shakespeare? Here the question is asking, there are lots of phrases that were designed, or we can say that coined by Shakespeare. Phrase you all are knowing. Like we learn the idioms and phrases, lokokti and muhavras, that is only. Okay, the first one is all that glitters is not gold. Yes, it was coined by Shakespeare and it is given or it is used in the novel The Merchant of Venice. The next is Brave New World. This phrase was used by Shakespeare in his novel The Tempest. The third one is All's Well That Ends Well. Yes, this is also coined by Shakespeare and it is mentioned in his novel title. The fourth one is Break the Ice. Yes, it is also coined by Shakespeare, The Taming of the Shrew. The Taming of the Shrew in his novel, he used the phrase break the ice first time. Now, the fifth one is When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Yes, this phrase is not coined by Shakespeare. This phrase is coined by Albert Hubbard. Albert Hubbard. Okay, so all these the fourth one, first, second, and third, and fourth, all these are the phrases that were firstly used by Shakespeare in his different novels. Only the fifth one is not the phrase that was used by Shakespeare. So okay, so what will be your answer? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So students, I think yes, now this unit is completed. I have given you all the answers. Okay, so please fill your exercises with pencil. Now, more to know, Shakespeare wrote most of his plays from a theatre group called Lord Chamberlain's Men. Okay, mostly he has written belong matlab, that theatre group only. With that only he wrote most of his plays. In 1599 he built his own theatre. Plays matlab natak hota hai that we used to perform somewhere. In 1599, he built his own theatre, the Globe Theatre. Please remember it. The Globe Theatre was built by Shakespeare on the bank of River Thames in London. Okay, on the bank of River Thames. So, students, this is all for today. I have completed Unit 3rd of General Knowledge also. I hope you will watch the video and fill your book exercises. So, thank you, students.